I am Leslie Lubick Jr., or Sir Leslie Charles Paul Bubick Pletl von Lichtenberg from Hanau, if you really want to get technical. The thing is that everybody knows me as Les, and that's just fine. But I was involved with a woman for many years who was from the Subic original, or Subic, if you really want to call it properly, royal family from Croatia, who was a descendant, actually the granddaughter of the actual Subic family, royal family from Croatia. Now, because technically we never got married and we didn't have any children and everything else like that, I can't lay any claim to the Subic family because I'm not really part of it, even though she was my girlfriend. That's about it. However, when I started looking into her family background, the Subic family, royal family, I found something very interesting. That a long time ago, somewhere in the 1500s, there is a link to a princess in my family who married someone from the Subic royal family. And I never would have found that if I didn't dig into an entirely different royal family, because we don't have any record of this. But they kept very accurate records. They were very smart. And so there is actually a connection now. Well, a distant one and a very distant one, but still a connection to the Subic royal family, which includes the Frankopans and Zarinskis, which is supposed to have been died out. I don't even know when. In the Battle of Siglet in Hungary, where the Turks came and had a huge battle there with the last Zarinsky, supposedly. Now, Zarinsky is an interesting name, and you should listen to this because this is really absurd. When the Subic royal family gave a castle to somebody else in Croatia, that family, who was named something else, took on the name of Zarinsky, in honor of the castle that they received. So the Subic royal family and the Zarinskis never truly died out, because they were never Zarinskis to begin with. It is absolutely fascinating how history works, how they change their names and all the rest of that stuff. Like in the case of mine, when they moved to Hungary from Germany and from Bohemia, in one of their in their last name there was an A with 2 dots above it, but that does not exist in the Hungarian vocabulary, so they changed the A to an E, which means something completely different. And of course, our family continued as Pletl, as part of the Pletl royal family, which died out, I think, even before that. But my grandmother from my father's side was the last princess of the Pletl royal family, who gave up her right as royalty by marrying my grandfather, because she was in love with him and didn't care about her royal heritage. Fascinating, isn't it? Anyway, so the thing is, all of this stuff in the Hungarian crest, much of it is because of my family, which is down here. This is part of Romania down here, so there was ties to that. Of course, it was all one country at one time. So the Austro-Hungarian Empire is pretty much an amalgamation or an abomination, however you want to look at it, of all these things. My family crest also involves these things from time to time. Also this down here. Also, there are 2 or 3 other little things in here. I think this one here. It is absolutely fascinating of how much of a Hungarian's history actually stems originally from my family. For example, King Lazarus was the king of Bohemia at the time, but also the king of Hungary as well. Very interesting stuff. Anyway, you can dive into this all you want, and you can go completely crazy trying to figure it out, who's related to who. It is so mixed up. It's not even funny. It takes a special person to figure this out, and I'm not that person. But at least I found lots of interesting information, so I decided to give you this as an intro to my family, which is down below, and you can just enjoy it for what it is. It's kind of entertainment, because it kind of doesn't mean anything. The only cool thing is I get invited to some of the cool royal parties, which are not so great. I have to tell you, if you ever want to know, then ask me, and I will add one of the videos of my experience at one of the royal parties here in Europe, which I'm not particularly interested in going back to again, because really I have no Bentley, no castle, and no riches like the rest of these people do. And that's all they live for. There's the diamonds on their rings and the diamonds in their Rolexes. I'm glad I don't travel in those circles. That's way beyond me. So anyway, but at least I get invited to these parties, which is kind of cool. but I have nothing really cool to show these people, so except my motorhome. They're kind of fascinated by my motorhome, but that's about it. So I leave it at that, and please enjoy. And I'm still less, but now I am countless. I added that. I actually reduced my my title so that I could become a count. I was a prince before. It took me 7 years to get it reduced because everyone thought I was nuts that I wanted to become a count. But it makes no difference because I'm a count of nothing, and I'm a prince of nothing. So I had that reduced to count. So now on my business cards I can put countless. So I could be like the Count on Sesame Street. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I love that Count. I think that guy was funny. So for me, that's my entertainment, and perhaps yours as well. Have yourselves a great day, enjoy life, and don't take anything too seriously. I don't. Bye-bye now.